Hi everyone, and welcome to the fourth video of the Introduction to Economics review series. On today's video, I just want to look at some of the concepts and topics that were discussed in really the fourth and fifth units of most principles courses. So really, any of the concepts or terms surrounding demand. Now, demand itself is the desire for a good or service and the ability to pay for that good or service. So both of these conditions must be satisfied. Now, when it comes to the law of demand, this is actually stating that when price decreases, quantity demanded is going to increase. So when the price increases, quantity demanded is also going to increase. This is actually why the demand curve is generally downward sloping. Now, demand is displayed in a table called a demand schedule. So one column is going to represent price, and one column is going to represent quantity demanded. Now, this table is going to help us understand the relationship between price and quantity demanded. Now, another way to visualize demand is the demand curve. The demand curve is a practical representation of the values that are found on that demand schedule that we previously went over. Now, a market demand schedule, unlike a demand schedule, is going to represent the demand of all consumers in a particular market. Similarly, a market demand curve is going to be a practical representation of the demand for all consumers in a given market. Now, the different points along a demand curve show us how the quantity demanded can change depending on the price point. Now, change in demand occurs when consumers are willing to buy different amounts of a good or service at every price. So these factors that affect demand are going to be income, market size, consumer expectations, consumer taste, complements, and substitutes. Elasticity of demand describes how responsive consumers are to changes in price. So when demand is elastic, this is an indication that a change in price results in a relatively greater change in quantity demanded. When demand is inelastic, this is going to be an indication that a change in price results in a relatively smaller change in quantity demanded. Now, between elastic and inelastic, we have unit elastic. So demand is unit elastic if the percent change in price is equal to the change in quantity demanded. So that concludes what I wanted to discuss in our review of the really the terms and components relating to demand. So like I said earlier, these terms and concepts are going to be found in most chapter 4 and chapter 5 of your principles textbooks. So thank you for watching, and if you have any questions about anything that was discussed today, if you'd like me to discuss any other terms in the future, please feel free to let me know.